I was thinking, worst case scenario. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jesus wasn't real, even though there's a lot of historical whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, that would suck. Then I spent my life loving and believing and experiencing something that was just a figment of my imagination. Maybe. I mean, that's that's obviously not true because millions of people over the world. So let's just say that one's right. Okay. Um, even if okay, I want to end the stream, but I'm not going to because I'm going to tell you more worst case scenarios. Stop. Okay, worst case scenario. Like God's not real. There's just nothing out there. Okay. Um, that sucks. I spent my life loving and believing and experiencing something that wasn't real. Okay, I'm just one person. There's millions of people all over the world who are doing it, but what's the worst? Like, yeah, well, so millions of people all over the world are wasting their time. Okay, maybe God's let's pretend this is the worst case scenario. Okay. Um, worst case scenario too. I don't believe in hell personally. Like, no, that one actually maybe I should. I'm not clear on that because maybe I should. I don't know. Worst case scenario, it's real, and people die and go there. Um, I guess if it's not real, then like worst case scenario either way if it's like I don't even know what I'm saying anyway. Another worst case scenario thing is that I don't even know what is he talking about. This is the problem with my brain. Worst case scenario stuff, like, yeah, worst case scenario, all this stuff, maybe ghosts aren't real. Okay, I think they're real. I think hell's like I don't know about hell. Um, ghosts, I think are real for sure. I think people die if they don't know Jesus, then they are ghosts. Okay, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're not real. In which case, people die and then there's nothing, or people die and they go to heaven or hell, or people die and whatever happens, they're reincarnated or whatever. Like, no matter what, right? Then I believe in ghosts. Okay, worst case scenario. I guess that's not really a worst case scenario because some ghosts are mean. Okay, so I guess that's maybe a best case scenario. Maybe, but I think the whole idea of ghosts is sad actually. Because why would you want to be stuck here? But maybe it's fun. I don't know. I've never been a ghost. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not gonna judge the ghosts who may or may not exist. Okay, but another worst case scenario thing is that okay, maybe this God. This is what I was thinking about. This God I believe in is not gay, bi, transgender, um, black, white, Hispanic, every other. Maybe he doesn't speak every language in the world. Maybe he's like only loves fundamentalist, Christian, Bible believing, right wing people. Okay? Maybe. Worst case scenario, that's true. And then if you're one of those people, good job. If you're not, then oh well, sucks to be you. Guess you're going to hell. Okay? That's the worst case scenario. I don't think that's true because I think that Jesus loves me. I think Jesus loves all of us so much. And I think that he like is okay with a lot of religions, okay? He gave us 10 rules, like 10 rules. He gave us a whole book. He gave us lots of whole books. He gave us many, many religious texts, I believe, are all talking about God, okay? I believe they're all talking about the Spirit that came to earth as a human, lived and died. His name was Jesus. That's the guy who I love. Many people all over the world love him, believe him, worship him, okay? But worst case scenario, we already decided was that that's not true and people are wasting their time, okay? But I don't think that's true. I know that this Jesus was real. I know he was God's human skin. I know that God decided, hey, I'm going to go into this video game of humanity that is actually a very real world, because when God, let's pretend I'm God, okay, God's in me, so he's talking through me, so let's just go with it, okay? So God is in heaven and he is lonely, and so he makes all these many gods who all think they're God. But he just makes them by thinking of it, okay? Because if he thinks something, then it happens. So he thinks, oh yeah, it would be cool to have a bunch of many gods, and then all of a sudden they're there, and he's like, oh, like he's not like, oh, he knows they're gonna be there, because every time he thinks something, it happens. So they're there, and he decides, okay, well, since I made this video game, then I might as well make myself a skin to go into the game, because these people keep not following the rules of the game. I sent them rules. Like, first of all, I didn't send them. And then I wondered, why aren't they following the rules? Why don't they care about me? Anyway, I made them this cool game, and the people didn't care for the most part. Some of them cared, because some of them realized, oh, this is a thing that's been designed by a designer. It must have like someone out there designing it, okay? So they figured out, and then they like talked to him, because you can talk to the game designer. He's cool. He smokes weed with me. He's gay. That he's like every single thing that you could possibly imagine, okay? He's bigger than anything you can possibly imagine, because he's freaking God, okay? Everybody gets all offended at his name because they don't like calling some other being God, okay? But that's just what it is. That's its name. Sorry, its name is God. Sorry, it came to earth as a human skin, and we killed him. Okay, the game killed the designer, and yeah, like that's the sad thing about humanity. But it's okay, because the designer still loves us, and still made us a place to go when this game ends, which it can't end. Well, they can end before it's your time, before the designer ends it, or before someone, like, it just can end when every game ends at some point, okay? But and that doesn't mean it's a very real game. This is very real universe. This is very real skin. It's a very real person inside the skin, okay? With very real life and the universe and everything. Everything in existence is very real. Okay? You don't want to end it on your own, because you only get one chance to be here. Okay? So you might as well enjoy the game while you're playing it. Okay? Because you could kick yourself out. But then, what if you're trapped in the game? Okay? If you don't know Jesus, then you're trapped in the game. And if you do know Jesus, then he wants you to stay and play the game. Okay? Jesus says, stay. The game is actually really cool. I designed it, okay? I want to help you with it, but it's your choice. That's the only rule he made himself. He made this game of the universe. He made these humans. He gave himself one rule. Don't mess with free will. And so that's what he does, and he lets us make our own choices, and we do, and we often regret those choices, but sometimes we don't. And no matter what, it can be a really cool game. So don't end it, and enjoy playing it. Enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy this universe, this world, this reality, which exists in reality, okay? Because this guy who's not a guy, who's also a woman, who's also everything, he's so much bigger than we can possibly imagine. That's why people, when they imagine him all throughout the Bible, they imagine a whole bunch of different stuff, some of which is true, some of which is not true. But that's what our imagination gets us, is a really cool thing.